Hi, the name is Udo Akpan, the author of the book, The Viral Faith. You can also call me Buff Akpan. And today I want us to look at what I call how to develop the habit of greatness. How to develop the habit of greatness. And we're going to be looking at 5 stages of how to developing the habit of greatness. Now, if this is your first time on my channel, please do not forget to hit the subscribe button. And when you hit the subscribe button, please do not also forget to hit the bell button so you can always get fresh videos when they are, of course, uploaded. Now, quickly, I've been, in my last video talking about the video where we mentioned limitations, breaking self-limitations. I mentioned how you could get the book, The Viral Faith, and this might actually be the last I'm going to be talking about how to get the book. So I'm going to be putting it from now on the description of my video so that people can only speak it there and how to know how to get the book. But of course, I mentioned that the book is available on Walmart, on Barnes and Nobles, on Amazon, and of course you could go directly to Author Publishing House where the book was published, UK. The description is also on the screen right now, or go through my website even to be able to get the book. Now, the 5 stages. The first thing we are going to be looking at is dreaming. I want you to know that it's important for us to dream. Now, the dream, the desire to achieve in life is not something we ourselves has put in us, but God Himself put the same in us. Now, God has an agenda, God has a plan, God has a purpose for humanity and the people in this particular generation. So that's why you see God, after those things have been created, just like God did in Genesis, God created the garden before He brought man to come and fulfill or to come and tend the garden. So also God has already created what you are supposed to come and fulfill here on earth. So that's why you see that after God has finished doing that, then God now brought you forth. So what I'm trying to say is that nobody is a mistake. And one thing you need to know that desire to dream is free. Dreaming is free. Anybody can dream, and those dreams are put in us, by God Himself. And because God is the one that has put those dreams in us, so it is compulsory. It is important we succeed in the dream. Now, succeeding on that dream does not solely depend on us. It depends on God. So what God has done is that God makes sure, God brings you forth because He knows you are the best employee, you are the best man to come and fulfill that particular dream. So succeeding in your dream depends on God. So I'm just telling you this so that you could have a guarantee that your adventure in life would definitely end in success. So it is important you dream. A lot of people are scared. A lot of people are are at the particular point where they are so scared to take that first step, or that great step of faith. And so that's why you see that a lot of people are bound in wherever they are right now. A lot of people are bound in those jobs 8 to 5. A lot of people are bound trying to be able to speak to somebody, trying to be able to submit to somebody, trying to be able to stay in a particular place because where we are, we believe is actually the best for. Just like the last video we talked about, self-limitations are ideas that we've already that are inbuilt into us by our environment, talking about our parents, talking about where we went to school, so that we will not be able to break that particular limit. So that particular step is we always hold back because we are scared of failing. But one thing you need to know is that your success is predictable. Your success solely depends on God because God has made you to succeed. So He is the manufacturer of your line, of yourself, of your place. And that's why He decided that you should come at this particular point because this is now when your assignment is. You did not choose your parents. You did not choose your color. You did not choose your race. You did not choose your sex. But God designed all those things to be able to fit in, to that particular role that He has called you to play. That is why you see that it is important to dream. And when you dream, your dreams build some things in you, something in you which is called passion. That's why you see that your passion will never let you rest. Now, if you love God, discover that there are times that you want to go to bed and there's something within you that's yearning, that wants to spend more time with God. The same way, if you have a passion about something, you've dreamt about something and you want to see that thing actually succeeding or moving or helping lives, then most times you want to go to bed, you want to relax, discover that your passion will not let you be. There are times you even feel like relaxing, but your passion will call you to do more. Your passion will lead you to the right people. Your passion will take you to the right location in the world. Your passion will drive you towards the creation that depends on you to find meaning in life. If your passion is here to start taking sleep away from you, probably you need to start dreaming more. Your passion will drive, passion will push you until you can succeed. It will not let you rest. So that is the reason you see that most great guys, their passion will never let them relax or find comfort when it's not yet time for comfort. The second thing we're going to be talking about is obeying the voice of your passion. Obeying the voice of your passion. Now, I've learned in life that I will never call a man great until I know what that man is bowing down to. So that's why you see that if I'm going to start mentioning the names of great people at any point in time, I might not mention the name that is readily in our minds because I don't until I know what those guys bow down to. That's the only time I can say, okay, this person is great. Until I know what each person, each people, the environment have defined to us as greatness or as being great. Until I know what they worship before I can readily call them great. So, obeying the voice of your passion. Now, there are times you get this nudging in your spirit, you get this nudging everywhere you go to do this or do that or do this particular thing. As stupid as some of those nudgings might be, those are actually the best thing that can ever happen to you. I've heard about people talking about something saying, oh, just go to this particular location or go to the particular part of the house in your house, and a lot of people ignore it, and that is where a lot of us miss it. What the Holy Spirit does is that it gives us little by little nudge, just like a child going to primary school, from elementary school to primary, whatever it is in your particular environment, it is what you begin to learn, your obedience towards those little things that actually determines when it's going to bring the greater responsibilities to you. Also our growth is in obeying those simple things. So that is why you cannot afford to begin to, undermine the voice you hear. Even that's why you see that if you want to go to bed, you hear a voice, or you are in a meeting, you hear something, probably an idea or an emotion, all you just need to do is to quickly jot down. And when you jot down, go back to wherever you want to go to, whatever position you get or to meditate or you receive your inspiration from. You discover that those things you have heard will definitely begin to come back, and it will be developed over time, and it becomes something very great. I've heard about people, receiving things that have changed lives, have changed, their environment, have increased them personally just through the simple obedience. So, the importance, this is actually the most important part of this, the 5 stages that we need to of what we need to do to develop greatness. But I brought it to number 2 because it's very, very crucial, to this. The voice you hear of your passion, you need to obey it no matter where you are. If you are sleeping, if you are traveling, that's why you see that everywhere I go to, I have a pen, I have a little piece of paper that I can always jot something down. Thank God for our phones right now. You can, so with your phone or with whichever material you have, always make sure you jot things down, you get things down. The most intelligent people in the world forget things easily. So each time, you obey these little nudgings or instructions, you will begin to develop this habit of greatness that we are talking about. And that's why you see that I said that this particular number 2 is very, very crucial. Obeying the voice of your passion is the most important thing, is the most important phase in life that everybody passionately seeking greatness must definitely have. Lazy people cannot do this. Lazy people cannot obey. That is why you say that this actually will take you away from laziness and make you to start doing something for your environment. The number 3 thing we're going to be talking about in this particular series is cure your desire with love. Cure your desire with love. Be truly passionate about the next individual to you, the next person you see on the street, the next person you see in the traffic. If you are truly passionate about them around you, then definitely you will receive ideas or innovations to be able to help us sincerely. And the truth is, we don't readily have plenty people with the cured mindset, with the cured desire. That's why you see that we don't have plenty rich folks. I'm talking about those that are truly, rich and at the same time fulfilled. This is simply because a lot of people do not know where true riches is, and that is talking about Luke 16:11. We talked about true riches. That's why you see that a lot of people, you see a lot of people make money or within a short period of time, and at the same time and lose it. Even those that seems to constantly have the money, after some time, you discover that they always want to develop different things to be able to guide their money, because the money they've gotten does not give them rest of mind. So I'm talking about true riches, and that's why you see that only few people that desires have already been cured. There is not about them, it's about the environment. They are the ones that actually have this particular kind of money with fulfillment, with joy, with rest of mind. And they know that the money they have is not just about them, but they want to become like a vessel, like a channel where this particular thing is passed to other people for help. Proverbs 23:5 talked about money developing wings and flying away. But I want to tell you that those with the mindset of true riches would definitely survive all through life. Not just about survival, but living in abundance, in fulfillment, in peace of mind, because their mind will readily be on the source of all things, which is God himself. And that is why you see that every time of their life, their needs are met. They always live in the abundance because they live in the reality of the supplies from the right source. And the right source, which is God, will always present abundance at intervals they get to in life. So that's why you see that your mind must be cured, your desires must be cured with love, so that you can readily focus on people out there, not just about self. When you focus about self, discover that whatever you have in your life can never be enough. So the fourth thing about this, is to heal your impatience. To heal your impatience. The good thing about this whole thing is that if truly your desires have been cured with love, then your patience is what will actually rate you. Your desire for humanity, if it's about self, or it's about what you can get from the environment, or it's about what you can actually give out to the environment. You see, for a lot of people that still focus on self, they are not usually patient. That's just a litmus test. They are not usually patient because you always want to put your desires, you always want to put your person, yourself ahead of every other person. You see that they are the ones that complain about the government, they are the ones that complain about their parents, they are the ones that complain about the environment, they are the ones that will say that if I was in the US, or if I was in England, if I was in Australia, if I was somewhere, my life would have been better, but not looking at what they can offer the environment to make that environment better. And so when they are going through the process, they are impatient. They always want to consistently meet their needs. So, but if your desire is solely focused, about making money, about what you can get from life, about the cars you want to buy, about the environment you want to live, they discover that your patience, you will never have this strong lifespan to be able to hold on until there are changes, until you begin to see gains or reward in whatever you are doing. So the need to heal your patience is actually determined by your level of love you have for your environment. So if your focus can just change from seeing yourself to your environment, to God, to what you can actually offer to your environment, then you discover that you'll be more patient even when things are not going the way you readily desire it. And so God uses this particular time to build us up, and that's where you see until your patience has that pass mark, that the gains might not come on the way you want it. And so the need to be patient, it cannot be overemphasized in this particular process. So patience, healing your patience, is part of the key to developing the habit of greatness. So the number five thing we're going to be talking about is consistency. And consistency, which is the bridge to success. If your desire has been cured, and your patience actually approves or confirms the fact that your desires have been cured, that's no longer about yourself, you discover that in everything you are doing, you become consistent, because you might, when you don't readily see the gains, sometimes a lot of people are discouraged at this particular point. And what will determine if you will continue is where your focus is. If your focus is still on yourself, you might be discouraged. And that's why you see that 1 Corinthians 13 verse 4 says that love is patient. So if your desire is actually now motivated by love, then of course your patience confirms it. Then consistency will now begin to be available to you, because it's no longer about yourself. Romans 12:10 says, in honor desiring others. Life becomes easier when your focus is taken away from yourself but to others. People struggle throughout lives, moving from one venture to the other because, they don't get immediate gain. And so that's why you see that people continue to struggle, because what they are looking for is immediate gain. And why are they looking for immediate gain? Because of their impatience. So that is why you see that patience will actually bring you to consistency, and consistency will actually make you be able to reach, that part, that remaining part where struggle is, to be able to reach, your success. One thing I can readily tell you at this particular point is that there will be gains, there will be progress, there will be success. God will be unjust not to reward your labor of love. That's what the scripture says. God will reward every labor of love. I heard about the story of Mike Murdoch. He was always giving to people, giving to different, but he said he was still poor. But one of those days, he just heard in his spirit to put together, all the scriptures that promise prosperity and wealth, because he obeyed the voice of his passion. So he put this together, and of course he released the book, and his first million came from there. So God knows that you need wealth. God knows you need finances. God knows you need to become, rich and wealthy to be able to carry on in whatever they are doing. So at every point in life, God usually releases, ideas to us. He might not give us money, he might not give us car, which is the problem and the mistake a lot of people face, because they always want money immediately and all those things. So, but the point is, God will put ideas to you. So if you can consistently obey the voice of your passion, focus your desires on true, purify it through love, then of course patience will definitely come, and consistency will definitely come. And because the moment consistency comes, then definitely progress will always come. Thank you very much for listening to this. If this has blessed you, please do not forget to share. Do not forget to subscribe. When you subscribe, please hit the bell button so you can always get notifications of videos like this. God bless you real good. And the name is Uduak Akpan. You can also call me Buff Akpan.